Hey guys, Moms Against Medical Bullying. I just wanted to share another video in reference to Rob Skiba's death. I'm pretty shocked by it and I'm like very curious about it because they're using his death to prop up the the propaganda of the day. So, yeah, I will, want to know about it.
How you doing, Tom? Yeah. I'm going to get to the meat. People say that it's COVID-19 that Rob died of. You guys probably, I shared the link with Jessica Alarenas. I shared her link that Rob's wife, Sheila, told her to share it with everybody. So I watched that link and I try to share it with everybody so everybody can see it, just in case YouTube takes it down. So now I'm trying to do a little live one, and I don't do lives. But anyway, watching from Zambia. Oh, good. Good to have you here from Zambia. Rob didn't die of COVID. They said that he died of COVID. And most of you probably already heard what happened to him. My personal opinion, if Rob wouldn't have went to the hospital, he would have made it. I just found out today that he had pneumonia, couldn't breathe, and he panicked, so he went to the hospital. Mm-hmm. Okay? When I got back from the...
Now, that's what I figured happened when I was ruminating about this earlier. I thought he must have just felt like he couldn't breathe and just thought, call 911, I have an emergency. But anyways, I don't know what he believed in terms of the V word, and if he researched that information about how people become unwell and, the truth about the V words. So anyways.
Same conference with Rob, me and Rob and all the rest of the speakers, when we got back home, we got sick. That's what happened to me. I realized, I said, wait a minute. I said, I remember laying in the bed and I couldn't hardly breathe. And I was trying to cough and cough, but it felt like my lungs were packed up. That's pneumonia. So I had to think about that. But the thing that I did, that I noticed myself, was that I panicked. As soon as I realized I was paralyzed for a day, a whole day, 24 hours, I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. And I realized that my faith in the Father was gone. I wasn't even thinking about the Father. It was gone. When I called David up, and I'm panicking, crying, and everything, like a little 4-year-old kid. I looked at him. He was sitting at the end of my bed. I looked at him in the calmness of him. His head was down, but he was listening to everything I said. And I realized, I said, it made me get my spirit back with the Father because of his calmness. He was calm. I'm freaking out. Dude, I'm paralyzed. I can't move. I peed on myself. You know what I mean? And he was like, it's all right. It's going to be okay. I was like, and it made me come down and then apologize to the Father. Because soon as diversity comes in our lives, something that dramatic happens in our life, you can instantly either be in spirit or fall out of spirit. Well, I fell out. I just tripped out. Truth and unpopular. Hey, brother, this is Tyler. We met at a conference, talked about the calendar. Yes, sad news to hear about Rob. Yeah, but he is now seen and done firsthand. Yeah, glad the Father healed you. Yes, I'm thankful to the Father that I came out of what I came out, but I wasn't alone. I don't know if you guys know Michael Solomon, the black guy that does the camera shooting and takes pictures all the time. He was sick like me. He wasn't paralyzed, but he was almost paralyzed. Couldn't breathe. Same thing, pneumonia. Glorifying Jesus, detox metals out of your body as they make you EMF, yes, radiation antenna, which can make you sick. That's true. Agave 169, targeted for sure. Whenever I have trouble, I call head office. Oh, yes, the Father. Tom Buddhas. I got sick after Dallas. Oh, boy. I attribute it to lack of sleep and proper nutrition for a week. Yes, charitable. Chemtrails are laced with graphene. Oh, no, there's no question about that. I believe that. before I came down here to Tennessee, I was told, they did a test on me and told me, you got a lot of metal in your body. I'm like, metal? How did I get that? But I do. I got it on this side of my brain, a lot of metal, but on this side affects this left side of our body, you know. But anyway, that doesn't bother me. The thing that I worried about, I didn't worry about anything. What I'm worried about, what I'm constantly thinking about right now, I need you guys to not only keep Rob's wife, Sheila, in your prayers, also keep Chris Bailey from Now You See TV. He and his wife sponsored that Take on the World conference. He is going through some bad times right now. I just found out just this evening, I got a phone call about it. And people are starting to watch you because you did a video on silica and detoxing aluminum out. I sure did. Yeah. They were talking about Chris Bailey. He's catching it bad ever since this conference. And that's funny how the body can be. The people that claim to love the Father and everything, and we can all give our speculation, but sometimes the things that come out of our mouths can be daggers. You know what I mean? Whether we mean to do it or not, we got to think before we speak. And so, my goodness, if you ever been there and see the Father Spirit move, you wouldn't say those things. And that bothered me when they said that. And then other people speculating, saying, yes, pray for all of them. Yeah. They're saying that they're, I don't know about coming there and this and that. There's just a lot of stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, me personally, my personal opinion, what I think it was, spiritual warfare. It was spiritual. Mm-hmm. There were demons being cast out. Demons being cast out of people. I was like, you guys know Aaron Sampson of Stipta, they call it Stipta or something like that. It's about spiritual warfare. And Mike Dunn of Resist Spiritual Warfare 2, those guys, they were there. There were demons coming up out of people. I was like, man, I didn't get a chance to go to 18, Take on the World 18. I got invited for my first time in 19, and then I got invited again this year. But 18, I heard it. When I went to 19, I kept hearing about 18. They said, oh, man, so many people got delivered, man. It was this, it was that. And people had demons in them, and they were casting demons out. They were running them demons out of there. I was like, really? So anywhere that there's the power of the Father's Spirit, let me be there. You know what I mean? But, oh, my goodness, I'm not going to lie. That news, it struck a lot of people, and that struck me hard. Especially when you made contact with someone, you just talked to them, you just rubbed shoulders with them, and you laughed with them and ate with them and everything like that. And then they're gone. You know what I mean? Think about this. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know the specifics about Rob's stay in the hospital. Did you know he was in the hospital? Now, after the conference, it was over August 24th. It started early, or August 19th or 20th, day early for a concert, and then the 20th through the 22nd, I think, something like that, 22nd. Did you know that Rob went in the hospital? He stayed in there for 40 days. Think about that number, 40 days. In Hebrew, 40 is a sign of completion. Is completion. I talked about it today with a brother. I was like, oh, yeah. But it may have some more significance to it. But, oh, my goodness, just to know that he's gone. But Chris Bailey, I don't know. To hear a man cry that hard, that bad, to feel somebody's pain over the phone, listen to somebody's pain, it's sad that I got to remember Rob through Chris. He was the one that told me what happened, but I got to connect the two because that's all I have, and he's like my son. Well, Chris Bailey's like my son, he's about the same age as my oldest son, and Rob is like my little brother. He's the same age as my little baby sister, and oh my goodness, it's just the pain. I don't know. I just want people to understand that don't believe everything that you hear out on the social media. The hospital that Rob Skiba was at, they're going to announce and say that he died and it was COVID related, because the hospitals get paid for every death that they list as COVID related. The hospitals get money for that. But Rob was, I don't know if you guys know the specifics of it, but Rob was, he went in for pneumonia, and he was put in an induced coma, and then there's steps to bring people out of a coma. There's steps you got to take. Well, they claim that he had trying to get him. I don't know if they were trying to get him out or he was just in the coma. He suffered a cardiac arrest. But today, I understand that his wife said they wasn't feeding him right, and then they mocked him. Somebody must have looked up and found out that's that guy, Rob Skiba. That's what his wife was saying. Somebody looked him up and found out who he was. So then she said the doctors and the other nurses and the personnel were mocking him because of his belief. And his wife wasn't allowed to come up there for like 2 weeks or almost 3 weeks. She couldn't get her husband out of the hospital. They wouldn't release him. They wouldn't let him go. She said.
That's the scary thing about hospitals. Once you go in, it's like you're a prisoner, you know? It's frightening. But so the case seems to be here that him and others got pneumonia. You know, what happened? What happened to them? he believes it was a spiritual attack. You know, you can see it from that perspective as well. I really don't know. It's interesting to me.
When they went into the hospital, she said she had a sense of darkness, a sense of evil when she went into the hospital. Well, it's apparent now.
They should have just left.
They didn't feed the man. They mocked him for his religion, his faith. That's all evil. That's evil spirits. Yeah. Yep. People are already mocking Rob. No respect. What? Man. Listen, you guys. Penny Anderson. Absolutely. Spiritual warfare facts. The natural is a manifestation from the spirit. The demons leave one and look for another to move on. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe, my personal conjecture, that I'm nobody's expert, but I believe that Rob was under spiritual attack. When we were at the Take on the World conference, you had to be there. You had to be there. Rob was the one that directed everybody to move in on these people and pray for them, and gave up his presentation for more deliverance, And it was, I'm telling you, I stayed in the back. It wasn't that I was scared. It was just that I can't walk, and it's kind of awkward to get up there when everybody's crowded around. I got a walker, so I just said out of the way. But I just prayed so tough for everybody. I didn't care who was there, who was in it, whatever your issue is, I'm praying for you. I'm calling the Father's Spirit to come upon you to rid you of whatever it is. That's what I was praying for. But to find out that some of the people think that he died of COVID, he had pneumonia. I believe that's what I had, because I didn't think about it until I heard it today, and I said, man, wait a minute, I couldn't breathe either. It was hard for me to breathe. And I was laying in bed like, but then, I had, Dr. Hans, he's a holistic doctor, gave me some pills, but they're natural things that our body uses and our body needs. But, oh my goodness, it's just, it's a sad thing, sad. Now, like I said, I haven't cried since 2008, I cried just hearing Chris Bailey giving me the news, and that's the first time I bawled my eyes. Well, I cried when I was paralyzed in the room back there, but not like over Rob. Rob, that's a spiritual hurt and a spiritual pain. That there was a pain, no pain. I didn't have any pain when I got back home. I was shocked. It was a shock. I can't move. I can't move, and then I can't stop myself. I'm peeing on myself, stuff like that, so that worked my brain. But I thanked the Father instantly when I saw David. When I called for him and he helped me, just to watch his demeanor, it made me concentrate back on the Father. And since I was sick, I said, Father, I'm just going to fast. So all I did was drink water, and I fasted. I was in the bed for like 8 days, and I didn't eat nothing. David was bringing me like a little bowl of soup, chicken noodle soup. And but I didn't eat that until after 10 days passed. I fasted for like 10 days, and he would bring me chicken soup and stuff, and I said, that's cool. And I started getting back together. I started coming back. It hurt my heart. It just hurt me so bad. I'm thinking like, Rob, come on, man. You had to know. You had to know.
All right, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was saying today. Like, he had to know, like, the way that he spoke, and he testified of a healing he had in the past where he didn't use allopathic. He kind of understood.
My God, you can't go to the hospital, not in this day and age. Not right now. Right now, I'm walking around. People see me with a walker. You know why I'm in a walker? Because I refuse to get knee surgery. I don't have any ligaments in my left knee, and that was my good knee. but I refused to go to the hospital because I don't want to end up like that. You know what I mean? I had pneumonia. I couldn't hardly breathe, but I trusted the Father. I said, Father, look, I'm just going to lay here. And if you're going to let me die here, let me put some clothes on. And so my kids, find out my dad was butt naked and he was dead. I didn't want that. You know what I mean? So well, I had to put my concentration back on the Father. That's what it was. And it was only for a minute that I lost it, because no sooner than David got up, he said, we'll take care of everything. Got my clothes washed for me. He got me food, got me water, just the stuff that I needed. And then Hans, the doctor, came by, and that's it. Allah, who is increasing your anointing. Amen. You guys just know that.
He doesn't share what kind of pills the doctor gave him. That would be interesting.
Rob's wife, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. I know Zach Bauer, him and Rob, they didn't see eye to eye on certain subjects, but they were still brothers. They were still brothers in the Most High Yah. But Zach Bauer has some good words for him. And I can't imagine losing my spouse that way. I can't imagine. I had a couple spouses, but I never could imagine losing one that way. So pray for her. And Chris Bailey. He feels responsible, and he shouldn't. He does those conferences, him and his wife, assemble those Take on the World conference to bring brothers and sisters, like-minded brothers and sisters in the Most High, and bring them together, and we share the truth, and we praise the Father. So he shouldn't feel guilty, but he does. And I think, me personally, I'm nobody's expert, but those are demons that are attacking him. They're attacking him like that. I had demons myself. When I lost my first marriage, I let my wife take off and marry another man. I had demons on me. See, you messed up. Your kids are not going to know the truth, this, that, and the other. But I had to break from all that. I had to break it. I was, wait. She made the choice. You know what I mean? So pray for Chris Bailey. Please pray for him. I don't want that young man to stop forming the Take on the World conference. Everybody should get an opportunity to go to that. It's not all the time that they have a spiritual deliverance like that. It's not all the time. But when they do have it, it's moving. It's moving to see someone lay hands on somebody, and you can watch a demon take off, and they flee because of the name.
And I don't know, I have to look this up. I don't know how long this Take on the World conference is. Sometimes when speakers travel and they do these conferences, you can be having a change in your schedule, not sleeping as you would be sleeping otherwise, not eating as you would be eating otherwise. And then also you're ministering, you're serving, and that's taking out of you as well. So that could be a recipe for disaster if you don't take care of yourself.
The powerful, mighty name of Yahuwah, the Father, the Elohim of over us, is to watch that and witness, and people just they instantly praise the Father. I was like, wow. And that's why Rob gave up his presentation. He said it himself on stage. He said, how can you top that? And everybody was laughing. He said, that's a tough act to follow. And he was right, because you actually witness what Scripture says. Laying up the hands, that's what the disciples did, and cast out demons. Cast them out in the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach. I was like, man, I was sitting there praying, tears falling down my eyes of joy, and knowing that the Father would do this for these people, Father. You're praying for someone else, and that was powerful. I've never witnessed it, heard about it, and seen it maybe on video, but I never witnessed it. The truth, unpopular. So I'm glad to hear the story told truthfully, as I don't do social media. I had no idea how it went down. Yes, I didn't even know Rob been in the hospital until I found out today. Yes, he'd been in the hospital for 40 days. He died yesterday. And I was stunned. And someone brought it to my attention today. And I'm thinking, I said, Rob, man, you got to know better than the hospital. You have to know that. But it's like what they said. They said, if something happens to you for the first time, we can panic. That's what I did. I'm looking at Rob like, bro, you should have known better. Look at me. When I went paralyzed, when I got back home from the same place conference, he went home from the conference.
How did he get paralyzed?
I went home from the conference, and I'm looking at Rob, bro, you should know better. You can't go to the hospital. And he must have panicked. I can't breathe, baby. Take me to the hospital. Well, I panicked. And what did I do? I freaked out too. I'm paralyzed. That's the first thing I did. I can't move. I peed all on myself because I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. So I had enough strength to grab the phone.
So that's weird. He had some kind of temporary paralysis. What do you guys think about this? Comment down below if you've even listened this far.
Called David. And no sooner than that, I thank the Most High Yah for that. to watch him, listening to me. I'm crying, snot dripping out of my nose, tears all down my face, and he's sitting at the foot of my bed with his head down. Hey, that's all right, brother. I'm sitting over here, and he got his head down. He said, we're going to work this out. It'll be okay. Everything's going to work out. Just as calm. I want to freak out. Dude, I'm paralyzed, man. And he was like, we'll work it out. Everything will work out. Look, I'll make sure that get your clothes washed. And I'm sitting there like, what? You know what I mean? I lost my faith instantly. Instantly. It reminded me of Peter walking on water, seeing the Messiah. Messiah goes to him, touches his hand, bloop, 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 bloop. That was me. No sooner than I seen that, I was like, you know what? That's all right. But just know that Rob Skiba, our brother, was the only presenter at the Dallas conference I felt compelled to take a pic with. You should have took a pic with him. Everybody loves taking pics with him. But anyway, just know that Rob was in he was in a coma. He was in a coma, induced coma. They put him in a coma, but they also killed him. They killed him. His wife said that they murdered him. He was given what is that? Remiders. You know what I'm talking about. It's REMIVDERIM, something like that. Remidersin or something like. I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's known that was what Fauci used years ago. And there it is. Yeah.
It's actually good if he doesn't know how to say it. I might let's see here.
Even remdesivir. He was in a coma. Remdesivir is known to affect your respiratory, your upper respiratory. He was on a ventilator to breathe. They put him in a coma, induced coma. Now he's on a respirator to breathe. And then they give him remdesivir. That'll kill you. It'll kill you. Fauci was told not to use it before because it killed a lot of the animals. Killed them. It was poor for the respiratory, for patients too. And they said, well, don't use that no more. What are they doing now? They're giving it back to people. Man, if you guys take the information that we learn and share it with somebody, even if they don't want to listen, at least they can say, well, you know what? Someone did tell me about that. I'm in Tennessee. I'm right now financially can't make it. I don't think I can afford to make it out there, but I want to be there. I definitely want to be there. But
So as we have heard, it was the usual thing that they're saying that's hurting people. Usual protocols. This guy is as shocked as I am that Rob went to the hospital, but same token, we can't judge because when you're in the midst of a situation like that, you panic. So yeah, guys. All right, I'm gonna end it here.